Where's my mic? All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Keller C1. Thank you for being here. Keller says morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Grand rising SouFlo and the morning thoughts family like a phoenix. We rise. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra, special, big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the entrepreneurs. Shout out to the stay-at-home moms and pops. Shout out to the retirees. Shout out to the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, the truck drivers, especially the long-distance truck drivers. Shout out to the brother Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. And shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Here we are this morning. A lot to give thankful for. We woke up healthy and strong, and that in itself is a lot to give thanks for. I myself have 6 children. Enough people say, 6 picnics, say? Are so much picnics SouFlo have? Jesus peace, the boy have only for picnic. SouFlo, you're blessed, man. Yes, I am very blessed. I am very blessed. The Lord says, be fruitful and multiply. And that is what I have been doing. But I have been even more blessed to be placed in a position in life with not only the mindset and the personality, but also the drive and the determination. And of course, the blessing of being able to wake up every single day, healthy and strong, and get out here and provide for these 6 children. So I don't have to beg nobody nothing to take care of them. Funny thing was, I was in Jamaica recently and I visited my grandmother. And my grandmother said, why you have 6 picnic now? You can't stop now. This is my grandmother who had 6. And in a film time, having 6 kids was way rougher, right? But she said, you can't stop now. I said, yes, grandma, I'm going to stop now. Am I going to stop now? I don't know. I don't know. I will let the universe and the Most High decide that. Am I in a rush to have another one? Or I don't have babies. Am I in a rush to create or partake in the creation of another one? No time soon. No time soon. Plus, wife, you have to finish up school and all these things. So, and we just did 2 back-to-back babies. So, you know what I said? But grandma said, she made a statement. She said, your government oversaw them help you with the 6 kids, so you're okay. It's not like you're here in Jamaica where you would have to struggle to take care of the 6 kids. And I said, so my grandmother's perception is the old school thought of Jamaica, of us here who leave Jamaica, like the government help take care of your kids, then you get a check and all these other things. For those of you out there who don't depend on government to help you take care of your kids, you know, sir, no government now help you take care of them kids there, right? Unless you're on welfare or something like that, which I don't knock. Some people use it as a stepping stone, but I have never been on welfare. So again, all praises to the Most High, and thanks. Yes, we're up early this morning and we are giving thanks. 6 picnics, SouFlo, Jesus, peace, SouFlo, yeah, go on, man. I am blessed. With that said, let's segue into our 2 topics we're going to talk about this morning. One is the stimulus checks that have gone out. As you can see me say, the stimulus checks that have gone out is because the stimulus checks have been approved. Some people have actually even gotten their checks already. I believe it's $1,400. Now, to a lot of people on social media, $1,400, that ain't no money. Well, it's better than no money at all. It's better than no money at all. I really feel it for people that live in countries where there is absolutely no assistance whatsoever in times like these. Yes? But the goal is 100 million vaccinated, 100 million checks gone out. So Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are doing their thing. They're doing victory laps right now because that was one of their statements while they were running on the campaign trail for president and vice presidency. It's that They wanted within the first 100 days of being in office to have 100 million people vaccinated. And I, at the time, was a skeptic. I said, that's not going to happen because these people don't look like they're going to take it. Well, over 100 million Americans have been vaccinated. Now, the American population is 328.2 million, somewhere in there. So if they've already, in the first 100 days of a 4-year term, already successful at getting 100 million vaccinated, you already know what that means. It's what I've been looking for. What I've been looking for is for a lot of people to go out and get vaccinated so that we can get back to somewhat of what is normal. Kamala Harris left a statement yesterday where she said, this is cause to celebrate. America will be open again soon. We're on that track, and small businesses can be open again. We talked about that yesterday morning. Open and operating at full capacity. I don't know if you know it. I'm a kind of person that supports small businesses. So when I see the small businesses that have like a dining room in their restaurant, but they can't entertain anybody because they don't have the space to space people out and all this stuff. When I see all that going on and the people have to like close up their restaurant and turn into a delivery only or serve you through a window, you can pull up and buy food, but you can't stay to eat, that kind of thing. People want to go back out again. They want to go back to their favorite restaurants. They want to go out and be out socializing. And it looks like that's where we're heading. So upful and thankful this morning. 100 million vaccinated, 100 million, and over 100 million stimulus checks gone out. Over 100 million stimulus checks have gone out, confirmed late yesterday. Did you get your stimulus check yet? Me now sit down up here and act like me too rich for a stimulus check, you know. I need it. I need it. And I will gladly take it. Whether it was $600. This is the third stimulus check, by the way, correct? So one was $1,200, one was $600 or something like that, and another one now is $1,400, I believe. Some people, I think, can get more than $1,400 depending on how many children you filed for on your tax return from 2019. So if you have more than 2, then I think they give you for 2 children, right? Who does not get one? Juno Bryan says, I got mine and I am thankful. It's gonna pay some bills. Exactly. I see some people being very ungrateful. What that can do for me? That's not no money. That's not no, yeah, right. For somebody who is paying $700, $800, $900 a month in rent, this just saved them the month that they can just go pay off the rent this month, and they're struggling. Pay off the rent this month, pay the light bill and pay a phone bill, and you know what I'm saying, put some food in the house. You're good for a month. You have 30 days to figure out what comes next. That's buying you some time. The stimulus check was not designed for you to get rich off of it. It wasn't designed to set you up in life. I don't know why some people are confused and, you know, are being so ungrateful. The stimulus check is designed to stimulate the economy, meaning if people have it, they will spend it. And what better time to give it than now? Because anybody who have it right now is going to spend it right now. Bills are coming in. Bills never stop, right? The bills never stop coming in. You know, a light bill, phone bill, mortgage or rent and car payment, gas, water, groceries. That's 8 bills already right there. The bills never stop coming in. So any little will help. I'm not going to be ungrateful. I will gladly take it. Not true? Yvonne Stevenson, thank you so much. Yvonne Stevenson says, like up the live, please. Nature Man. Those make $75,000 a year. I don't know what that's about. In the UK, we have furloughs, 80% of wages paid. Wow. 80% of wages paid. You know, the US flexes its muscle as if we are the strongest and the wealthiest, and the citizens are the most taken care of. I'll give it to America that the citizens are spoiled compared to a lot of other countries that I've been. Like I said, in most places, there is no assistance. People are just going through it. Their businesses are closed. The country is closed down, and they're just going to have to deal with it. And that's how their government is dealing with it. Someone said in the UK, 80% of wages. Oh, I guess Nature Man was answering me when I asked who does not qualify. And he said people who make 75,000 or more, they don't qualify for a stimulus check. Is that true? But we're going to have to pay it back. Taxes are going to look at Hawaii raised taxes to 16%. What about people and men that are paying child support? Well, we always take the brunt. What I really want to talk about this morning is this stimulus thing, but it's leading us to other places. And then I want to talk about Mavado's situation. Mavado, singer, DJ, Mavado, we'll talk about theme situation, but we're going to talk about this first. So somebody just says, what about the guys, men who are paying child support? Some women pay child support too, and the men have custody of the children, but more than anything else, the women usually have custody of the children and the man pays child support, or the female has their primary home. So usually when she is paid, when she is filling out her tax forms to file her taxes at the end of the year, she files for those children. Therefore, when that stimulus check comes and they start deciding who gets what, she's the one that's going to get a stimulus check. And she is also going to get a stimulus check based on the amount of children she has. So again, you are short-ended. You won't get what she would get. It's just the same way if a single mom who works and makes, say, 15,000, 20 to 25,000 a year, she'll file taxes, and she has 2 children. She'll file taxes and she will make more back on her return than, say, a single guy who is making $60,000, $70,000 a year. She would make more back on her taxes. It's just the way that things work out, just the way how it is. I've always said, though, that we really do get the short end of the stick, because so she has your children, right? Just let me set this up for you real quick, and don't get mad at me because me just talk real. So a woman has the children, right? She have the children. Here is a man. He is in the picture. He is involved in every aspect of these children's life. Plus, he pays her a nice sum of money every month. But when filing taxes time comes, she files and she collects everything for herself as if she's the only one that's been taking care of these kids all year. I think legally, it should be made that, I wouldn't say she should have to split her income tax check in half. I wouldn't go that far, because maybe she has a job and she contributed to the system where they're paying her back. So I wouldn't want to take away her money. But I think legally, there should be some kind of payout for the father who is paying all year, on time, every month, this nice sum that she is comfortable with, right? It's only fair. But no, that's how the system works. They get it and they skate off and do whatever they want to do with it. I also look at it in another way, right? Mary Kelly says definitely. There are some women out there who you don't have to, I mean, they're just good. They're just good women. Like I've had many women come on the show and say before, SouFlo, when me file my taxes and the check come in, sometime I clear out $9,000, $10,000, a $10,000 check in one go. But me, I split it in half and give half to the baby father, because he's there all year and he pays money, a good sum of money that pays for where we live and all this other stuff. So, and we live in a comfortable place, so he deserves that. It's not an argument. It's both of us raising the kids. It's both of us contributing all year So when that check comes at the end of the year, I split it. Majority of women, though, they find a reason to keep it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said by law. So if they write it into law, then she could not, no, she can no longer keep it by herself. She would have to abide by the law. And he would have some legal recourse as to say, hey, I've been taking care of these kids all year too. I picked them up from dance and football. I dropped them back to their practice. I'm the one that paid for all their extracurricular activities, not her. I'm contributing. I'm contributing. The only difference between me and her is they spend more days at her house than they do at my house, right? However, I still contribute in every single way possible. So I deserve something as well if we're going to talk about taxes. Not true? Wrong or right? Mary Kelly says that is why I asked. Frank White, 30 seconds. Shout out to Frank White, 30 seconds. Thank you, man. Up, up, up. Cynthia Gooding says it is asked during tax time if you contribute at least half of the support. I guess you receive some tax break if you do. The only thing I know about is called a child tax credit or something like that. Men don't get anything back. It's just another bill. They treat it like it's our light bill or our phone bill, and that's it. You can't file it back. You can't file it. And I know from personal experience. So Bro Shaka, good morning. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Bro Shaka said, blessed love to my YouTube family. Blessed love to you as well, Bro Shaka. Debbie Payne says, SouFlo, your suggestion only applies to the father that is actively caring for the child. If you only pay in child support, I do not think that you have to give him any. I do not think I have to give him any of my tax return. Yes, Debbie, that's exactly why I went and detailed it. I said the guy who is there, not only is he paying that sum of money, but he is also actively there. I went on to say, you're picking them up from activities. My daughter does dance. My son does karate. I'm involved in picking them up, dropping them off, making sure they get to their stuff, making sure I pay all the fees that's required for them to participate in these extracurricular activities. Dance, ballet, tap, and jazz is expensive on a monthly basis. Let me go into my personal life. Ballet, tap, and jazz, my daughter, my 6-year-old does. That's paid on a monthly basis to the dance school. The dance school is not cheap. And we made sure that she went to because she is really into dance. So we actually seek out the most high-profile dance school in the area where we live. And we got her into a really good school. But I foot that bill. I foot that bill. Not the mom, I do. And then Friday, there's 7 days in a week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's my days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is 3 days. That's her days. So it's 6 days. And on Friday, they come to me, right? So we work it like that. Her house is where their school is. All this, they're closer to home. I'm involved in the pickup, the drop off, the extracurricular activities, the paying for everything. Right now, my son's sparring gear, because he is moving up in belt and they want him to get into sparring. And my son's sparring gear is over $300. I have to pay that, right? Not to mention I paid to get him into the school, and I've been paying on a monthly basis for him to stay in the school. So men like these is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the guy who somebody had to force you to go to court. Oh, you're not paying me no child support? May I carry you go to child support court? And they had to force you to go to child support court. Then the government had to go find out where you work and start rinsing out your wages just so they could siphon off something to your children that you helped to create. Me not talk about them Monday. Me not talk about waste man. If you're forcing him to pay child support for his children, is a waste man that. And we ain't really talking about no waste man. Waste man gets nothing, right? Waste man gets nothing. But the man them who are doing it and are fully in it, I think they deserve equal compensation. Real talk. That's just my thought. So Sophia Mitchell says, at Lorna, in my state, you do not have to declare child support as income. Yeah, what state are you in? In the state of Florida, it's not accepted as income. You can't, if you could have filed it, I would definitely be adding it to my stuff, but you can't. You pay child support to just pay child support. You know what I mean? I feel very, Darlene Walter Riley, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. Darlene says, I feel every American should get the stimulus check due to COVID. Many lost their jobs and money spent for survival. Yes, every American who is operating within a certain tax bracket is what they're going off of, because not everybody was affected by this. Some people's business, depending on what business you were in, some people's business actually started booming in COVID, and they're making more money now than ever before. Those people who have gone over into some extra high tax bracket where they're making like a whole bunch of money and they were not affected at all by this thing, there's no need to give them a stimulus check. For them, it's pocket money. They'll probably look at it and be like, that's an evening of dining. I could take the family out to a nice restaurant if the place was open. Whereas you have other people who are like going month to month. Lord, I don't know how I'm going to pay this month rent. I've been working full time, but ever since COVID, because the place I work cannot operate at max capacity, they've laid off half the staff. The rest of us that are there, they cut our hours every week. I've gone from 40 hours a week to 20 hours a week. Now I'm at 15 hours a week and on call-in or standby. These people are hurting. Their income, even though they are working full time, does not match their bills. So they're literally going hand to mouth. And if they miss one of those months, they're in problems. All it takes for a lot of people, the majority of people out there, is to miss 1 to 3 of these rent payments and they would be homeless. So that's what the stimulus check is about. It's about saving people from being out of their home, and it's also about stimulating the economy. That's why they call it a stimulus check. It's supposed to stimulate the economy. You get it, you really need it, so you go spend it. And you spend it on the things that you really need. Not a nice new hairdo, not fingernails done, and you going out to party because you live in Miami, or you're here, or a spring break trip to Miami. Even though some people would say some of that stuff is really necessary because people are locked down and going crazy. I can't wait to go outside again. So what better way to use it if I'm already on top of my bills? Let's go have some fun. How you spend it is how you spend it. It's going to go right back into the economy, and it's going to stimulate the economy, right? I saw them see it. Reggae says, I should get like a bravery check that's because I've been working nonstop and COVID don't affect me, but I've been working people a lot. COVID does not affect you. Reggae. So you're good financially. You're one of those people who did not decrease due to COVID. Over a year and change now, we've been at it. But you should get what's called a bravery check. Hey, everybody wants something and everybody deserves something. You know, the system ain't that advanced, and sometimes it ain't even that fair. But I'm glad for the people them who really, really need it. I act like I really need it, but if push comes to shove, my world is not going to fall apart if I don't get it. Some people's world will begin to fall apart if they don't get that. That's how on the brink they are. You know, sometimes we're doing good, so we don't think of people who are doing badly. And some of us have been doing good for so long, we forgot what it feels like to do badly, even though we come from a place where we used to do really, really bad. So it ain't necessarily for those of us who, you could have done without it. Would it have impacted you in any negative way if you did not get that stimulus check? If your answer is nah, I would have been good anyways, then it wasn't really for you. You could have done without it. Yes, I'm gonna accept it when I get it, and I'm gonna put it towards some bills. but that only means that I will have an extra $1,400 in savings in case of emergency. Remember, I have 6 picnic. Emergency can come at any time. Children get sick. Insurance doesn't always cover everything. Them always want things. Well, let's say they always need things, not just want. But my picnic them spoiled, so they always want and need things, that kind of stuff. So 1,400, I'll take it. I'll take it. Cabs Smith says, SouFlo, you watch WWE? No, sir, I don't. Rega says, yes, as a correction officer, I should get it. Well, if your income qualifies you or it doesn't, do you make more than 75,000 a year? Do you make more than the amount, Rega? I think all frontline workers should get a bravery check. I jumped out of the workforce when all this started happening. I jumped out of the workforce because I work in the medical field and I didn't understand what was going on. It's just like when AIDS first came out and nobody understood what was going on. Everybody was afraid of anybody that was suspected to have AIDS. That's how I treated this. When it first happened, and again, all praises to the Most High, my life is guided. I got that premonition, that feeling, that, I don't know what you want to call it, vision, foresight, whatever, that something was going to happen. So work closer to home. For those of you who've been on the channel for a long time, you remember me used to travel all the time. You would see me and Brains on the go all the time. Before we even had Kai, it was just me and her. We were on the go all the time. I was usually in Texas, and I live in Florida, but I love working in Texas. But then when you saw when that thing came in, you saw how hard Texas was impacted. I wasn't sure what the work situation was. I wasn't sure if they were going to require me to mask up or they were just going to be people coughing on me. And I work in a long-term care facility environment. So we're talking about elderly and ill. And I thought, damn, I stepped out at the right time because other business ventures had picked up for me because I stayed home and dedicated myself to them day and night and made sure that those were going good. So I didn't have to depend on that. See? So I stepped out of the workforce at the right time. So for those who either didn't have a choice, couldn't step out of the workforce because there was no other stream of income for them, no other opportunities, or for those who just love what they do so much. Like you have nurses, doctors, CNAs, all these assistants, therapists that they love what they do. And when this thing came in, they jumped in. They were like, listen, this is what I signed up for. This is what I went to school for. Put me in a game, coach. I'm going to go save lives. I'm going to go help people. You have people that are motivated to do that. And they did. For those people, yes, you should have get what's called a bravery check because there were some of us who were looking for the first window open to jump out of. I was one of them. And I jumped out that window. Now, after a year and change, I understand. We have a better understanding of what COVID is, how it spread, and all this other stuff. Now vaccine come out. Now I can look in to that world from the outside and see my other peers going to work. And they're like, hey, we never stopped going to work, man. Where you been? Welcome back. You know, we've been putting on our scrubs. We've been putting on our PPEs. We've been putting on our this and our that. And that's how we go to work. So come on back in. It's all good. I've been doing it for a year and a half. None of us have gotten sick. We stay to a protocol and all that. Yes, we're ready for jump back in. No. But I had the choice. I had the choice. One more thing Mega said before I segue into something else. I had the choice. This is, see, and I tell my audience members this all the time. Please work at creating different streams of income. Please work at creating different streams of income. You know, Granny used to say, you can't put all of your eggs them in a one basket. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. The basket drop. All of your eggs them mash up one time. So you want to create different streams of income. There are multiple ways right now to create different streams of income. Not a get-rich-quick scheme, but different streams of income. You can start something and build it while you're going to your regular stuff. And then you have something else coming in over here because you've been dedicating your time to it. Let me tell you about dedication, though. People are quick to go sign in to somebody's job, slide a card, punch numbers, sign in, work on somebody's clock for 8, 9, 12 hours a day. Some people do double shift, 16 hours straight, and these kind of things. And then when it's time for them to work for themselves, they think, this is chill time, because now I can only put in 2 hours of work per day and play the rest of the day, or do family stuff the rest of the day. And it doesn't work like that. If you're going to create different streams of income and you're serious about it, dedicate the same kind of dedication. Treat your extra stuff as if. Treat your extra stuff as if you depend on this, even though you don't. Treat it as if you depend on it. It's just like saving your money as if you know for a fact that you're going to need this later. Something will come up and you're saving towards it. Even though nothing is on the horizon, everything is good, but you're still saving because you never know. You know what I'm saying? So with that mindset and that mentality is how you need to attack that. Then you will be able to have different streams of income. Grow it. Dedicate yourself to it. It takes sacrifice. I tell enough people, I said, so when you're sleeping, I'm up. And I'll never forget at Moravia Primary School, the heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were upward, toiling through the night. I dedicate my life to that since I was a boy. So right now, as a grown man, I really understand what was put in me as a kid, and it is playing back now on full blast in my head. So the heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight. That means nothing gonna come sudden to you. That is great. You're gonna have to work for it. And while your companions are sleeping, you're working, toiling, burning that midnight oil. I know sleep is important, but also strike the iron while it's hot. Meaning, while you have age, energy, health, strength on your side, do it. Because you will naturally break down as you get older. They make fun about older people. Oh, he's taking his midday nap again. Some people can't help it. You're just at that age group where you run around a couple of times and you knocked out in the middle of the day. So you might think, oh, I can do this and I have time on my side, and you don't. You don't. So while you can, do it. Dedicate yourself to that side hustle. Burn that midnight oil if you have to. All my days start at 4. Sometimes it starts at 2 and 3 a.m. So by the time you see me on Morning Thoughts saying, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, I've been up since 3 and 4 a lot of the times. Sometimes I haven't even gone to sleep from the day before. And right after Morning Thoughts, I might crash out. Those kind of things. So you have to work. But I guarantee you, if you work as if somebody is watching you, because that's what happened to a lot of us. Some of us need what we call that whip over the back. You need that, massa coming. Okay, let's start acting like we're working again. Because that's how it is on a lot of clocks. Nobody wants you to clock into their business and be non-productive. That's not what we're paying you for. We pay you 9, 10, 12, 15, 30, however many money you make per hour. We don't pay you to come sit on the clock. We pay you to work. So if you're going to be here and you're scheduled for 8 hours of work, then you're going to do 8 hours of work. And as a company, I want to squeeze that 8 hours out of you and get as much as possible. Apply that same stuff to when you start working on your side hustle. Act as if you are on somebody's clock. Act as if, Master coming, I gotta work. Do that same stuff that you do there and see if your side hustle doesn't become or override your main hustle. It will. If you work that hard for other people, you can definitely work that hard for yourself. Point blank. Bro Shaka, again, I appreciate you greatly, Bro Shaka. Bro Shaka says 16 hours a day upon one job is like you're up on the plantation. I hope me not step on no toe. I'm sure you ain't step on no toes, bro. 16 hours a day upon one job is like you're up on a plantation. And I hope me not step on no toe. It is what it is. 16 hours a day is slaving. That's why you think I come on here and I say shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Because that alone takes discipline. I've seen many people try it and walk away from it. Again, I did it for 4 years straight, 2 full-time jobs. One that started at 2 in the afternoon and it ended at 10 p.m. And then I had 1 hour in between where I had to get over to the other side of town to work from 11 p.m. back to 7 a.m. in the morning. And I did that for 4 years straight. So I say big up to the people who work multiple jobs. Yeah, and it feel like you're up on a plantation. And it takes a lot out of your body and your mind and your spirit, everything to do that. But you know what? I always said to myself, say, I would rather be tired as hell and not worried about bills than for me to be well rested, full of energy, and broke. Me well rested and full of energy, that's too much energy to sit there thinking about how broke I am. I'd rather put that energy into building something so that I can get to a place in life where I don't have to worry about, I don't have to work like that no more. It's a part of my past. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of who I am now, but I'm not stuck in it. So yeah, I'd rather be tired as hell, but money is not a problem, than for me to be full of energy and well rested and broke, flat broke. The frustration of poverty. I fear that so much, man, because I've been through it. I fear it so much. So I'm telling y'all right now, dedicate yourself to your side hustle. If you have one of these, if you have one of them, yeah, one smartphone in today's day and age, you are holding an entire computer system in your hand. You can run a whole business from this. There are people that are on the go. I travel places and see them on the beach and their phone. And you know, you're fasting at people business and you're over there talking about, damn, you can't spend some time with them family. Like they're just on his phone texting the whole time. Work, I'm on a work, running a corporation while having the family at the beach from right here. So this is not only for you stay on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter all day. Oh, look how she wear. I like the outfit that him look good. Let me see where I'm going with in life and start go through people picture. That's what a lot of people use this for. But you're actually holding on to. Come on now, enough of we who in here who are big people. You remember what computer used to look like? The big back computer. I had one, a big back computer. You weren't taking that anywhere. So nothing was mobile. Technology has advanced so much that the big old cell phone, the brick phone has turned into this, and even smaller and even thinner. Slide it in a pocket, go about your business. You are working now. So we have to advance with technology. Don't, Darlene, you have to advance with technology in order to survive, in order to maximize, in order to progress. You have to advance with technology. So this is not just for social media giggles and we're having fun over here. Let me go look at funny comments. Run a whole business from this. A whole business. A brother started up a t-shirt company. I forgot what his name was. I'm gonna look him up and do him on another video. But a brother started, why did I do him there? But a brother started out a t-shirt company where it was his artwork. So it's original artwork. And he would design his artwork, put them on t-shirts, right? He started putting them on masks. Then he started doing the mask to match the t-shirt. moved about 1 million units in 1 month off this. No, I mash up my phone. Off this. Moved 1 million units in 1 month off his phone. He wasn't wasting time. He wasn't on here looking for what girl with a big body on Instagram. Oh, on one day, you know, text this, so to hit that like button, and that's a waste of your time and energy. Sometimes we need the extra stuff just to break up the monotony, because nobody wants to be serious all the time, 24/7. So sometimes you go watch the foolish video them, or sometimes you go watch the silly videos, or sometimes you just watch something else that has to do nothing with what you do. But don't get stuck there, because you can. This is a trap also. You stay here. Let me spend like a 15 minutes on Instagram. And before you know it, you've been on Instagram for 2 hours. I'm done with Instagram. I go over Facebook to see what I go on. Connect with some family members. Check out what's going on the ground. Before you know it, you're on another entity for another 2 hours. That's 4 hours out of a 24-hour day you already spent just sitting doing nothing on a device that you can actually make yourself rich from. So I want y'all to start thinking about that this morning. Think about what business you can start using your phone. What business you can control on the go. And you know what that also creates for you? Before I get off of that and into my other topic, you know what that creates for you? It creates freedom. Creates freedom. For instance, you work for somebody. Somebody is going to have to tell you or going to have to approve your time off. So for instance, you have a couple of family members, say in the Caribbean, that are elderly, you're close to them, and they're ill, and people start pass away like we all do. So you just got back from Jamaica, you had to go to, say, Uncle Roy's funeral, right? They gave you time off for that. Boom, when you come back, Auntie Joyce drop out. You can't not go to Auntie Joyce's funeral. She was your favorite auntie. She was your everything. She did even nicer to you than your mom was, all this other stuff. You always spoke good about her. It'll be a shame to not show up, right? So now you're going to have to go beg somebody for some more time off because you have another death in the family. All right, they give you more time off. Next time you come back again, something else happened in the family. Now you need to take your sick kid, and people are like, listen, all this time off, they start looking at you like you are replaceable, you know. We can get somebody who is here, and we're not worried about your personal business. Because majority of the places that we work for or work in, they don't really care about you like that. They don't really care about you like that. Some people think that them job love them, and it don't. They don't. The entity, the corporation, they don't. Their thing is business. And its business must go on regardless of whatever. So they can replace you in a heartbeat, and they will. No, none of them business is going to stall because you needed too much vacation time off or too much time off to go tend to family issues. They'll just move you out the way and hire somebody else. You see? But when you have your own and you control that, and it is something that you can control on the go, you could be right back home again, right back on the island again. Day after Auntie Joyce's funeral, but I'm still around my business from the phone, right? All right, I fly back in tomorrow, go back to my regular 9 to 5. Plus, I'm still running my business. Okay, Uncle so-and-so drop out, gone again. That, you understand? So freedom, it creates freedom for you. All right, with that little bit of knowledge this morning, we talked about 100 million American U.S. citizens. Over 100 million have been vaccinated, which was the goal, and they have hit their goal. And we talk about the over 100 million stimulus checks that have gone out. I'm telling you to spend yours wisely. We don't know if more is coming. Some people really need it more than others, and them kind of thing there. Now we're going to talk about Mavado. I did another video on this, but I felt the need to do it live. I feel some type of way for the brother, man. You know, life set a certain kind of way, you know. Life set a certain kind of way. I want every human to understand this. As long as you are in life, As long as you are living on earth in life, trouble is waiting for you. We will all encounter trouble in life at some point of life. I remember when I was younger and I didn't understand the concept of death. And I thought to myself, well, my family must be special because nobody now dead. Me not have no funeral for go to. My grandmother is a person that used to take us to everybody else's funeral. I went to so many funerals I lost count. But I now understand that those were elders passing away that they themselves had grown up with and spent a lifetime around. So they honored them by showing up to their funeral, stuff like that, right? All right. Me, I said, no, go on, my family, I'm going to live forever. And then I remember tragedy started hitting back, 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 to back. And I was like, yo, life. Okay, so we all go through this then. That was my sobering moment. All of us are going to encounter problems. So it's no laughing matter when you see your brother or your sister going through something. It's no laughing matter. You don't make fun of them. You know, laugh about them situation in a funny, especially where somebody's child is concerned. For me, that hits even deeper. There is no laughing matter, no room for laughter in it. In Mavado's situation, gangsta for life, Mavado, singer, Mavado. Anyway, who can't forget Mavado? Mavado has solidified himself in dancehall. He has accomplished great things. He went from the ghetto to the mansion on the hill and all these things. He's investing his money good. He's doing other things. I don't know if it seems like right now that he can't even return to the island to go to his mom's funeral. I did a little survey where I asked people, do you think Mavado is going to return to Jamaica for his mom's funeral? Because he hadn't returned for his son's trial. He hadn't, and how his son got in the situation he is in had something to do with his father. But his father fled the island, left, and then grabbed the son. They grabbed the son and a bunch of other family members. They let all the other family members go, but they kept the son. And the son ended up being on a murder charge and is now looking at life in prison. His sentencing grabbed him at 16, tried him at 18. So you can imagine as a parent, your 16-year-old end up like this and gets held for 2 years, tried at 18, guilty on all counts, now facing sentencing. Watch life and life troubles now. Everybody are waiting and them saying, oh man, the youth about to get sentenced. What them gonna give him? How many years they're gonna give him? Of course, we're saying if he did what he did and he is found guilty of it, then fling the whole library at him, because no matter, it doesn't matter if it's a celebrity's son or if it's my son, your son. If them guilty, them guilty, and I wouldn't want what happened in that case to happen to anybody or anybody's child. However, on the flip side, being that parent, because you can't control everything your children do. So being that parent now who has to sit and eat that up, my 18-year-old is about to be sentenced and he is looking at life in prison. That's rough for a parent who is close to their child to deal with. Now it was put out that it was hours, a few hours before his day was supposed to come up for his sentencing, his grandmother, who he was very close to, passed away. Enough people have said grandma couldn't take it. She couldn't take it. For see this little youth, you know, she's there from them born. And y'all know grandmas, especially Jamaican grandmother, them, you know, when them close to you and them love you, you see, there ain't no other love that can equal that kind of love. Like them I pray for you constantly. Them cry when them see you, even though they see you all the time. Them cry like they ain't never seen you before just because you left from around them. You know, they see their children in you, but them raise them children already. Now you look like a second version to them and they have chance to do it over again. So them shower you with love. That's how it is for me anyways, with my grandparents. So she drop out a couple hours before the youth supposed to get sentenced. And I can't help to think, but Some people have said, boy, it could have been COVID, could have been whatever. I think of pressure. That's just my thought. So the article that came up this morning, it says Mavado's mom died hours before his son's murder sentencing was delayed. See? And you can find the entire article in the Loop. I don't make up stuff and go into people's business. I discuss what's out there publicly. I just look at things sometimes from a different angle, or we discuss it a little bit deeper than a news article. Because the news article just dash out the news. There's no discussion, right? All right. Now, as dancehall star Mavado mourned the death of his mother on Thursday night, the sentencing of his son Dante Brooks for murder was delayed the following day, when the son appeared in the home circuit court. And it talks about what Dante was tried for. I'm not going to go into the details of all that. For those of you who don't know what he was tried for, go and look it up. And on other videos, if you type in SouFLoTV Mavado, you're supposed to see all the details, because we followed the whole thing from the beginning. From them did same father grab and box somebody and the person now take the box. So then wheel and pop off and bow, 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 and man run for him life and went to the police station and made a report and then fly out of the country, and then him wanted for questioning, but he never returned. And his son did a, what you want to call it now? Oh, you want this, my father, like that? All right, go for them, boy. Then gather up a couple of people and them kind of thing. Then go, you can go read up on the whole story. But here we are. So in light of the concern, Supreme Court Judge Justice Lighton Pusey ordered that the prosecution be given more time to edit the statement in consultation with the defense. They were concerned about a victim impact statement. So when you ever get big sentencing, they usually have what's called victim impact statements. So you can bring in, they can gather up your preacher, pastor, your school teacher, your school principal from elementary school that has known you your whole life, and still, you know, some people that are considered good and upstanding and an intricate part of your life to come in and give an account. Your Honor, I've known him since he was 4, or I've known him since he was born, since before he could talk. He is a very intelligent young man. He's always been very respectful. He helps out with the other children. That's what I'm going in front of the judge. Like I said, these are victim impact statements, right? For the judge to look at you more like human than look at you as the crime is presented. You're an animal. This is what you did. So, of course, Granny probably had an impact statement on record and she passed. So now them have to go edit impact statement and all that. Anyhow, further, the defense will have additional time to review social inquiry reports and were prepared for both convicted men, which is him and the other guy he was convicted with. The details of for those of you who don't know, yeah, a lot of people are asking, where's his mother? Where's his mother? I think his mother is in the picture, but his mother wants to remain out of the melee, the hoopla. But at this point, asking where is his mother, that not gonna do no good. That horse done went through the gate. That horse done went through the gate. So as Mavado waited for his son's sentencing on Friday, news emerged on Thursday night that his mother, Elizabeth Miss Pinney, as she was known, Gordon, had died. While her cause of death has not yet been made public, she reportedly died at a hospital. The elders them can't take too much, although they have been through so much already. One of the last things I can tell you, that my grandmother, I think that for me and my grandmother, and the way how I think it would take out her last breath. I think it would take out her last breath. And I could see if I was standing in that place and tomorrow is my sentencing and she knows I'm looking at a life sentence, she would probably fall out the day before or the day off after the sentencing was handed down. So I can relate from a first-person perspective how this might impact a loving grandparent. See? So Mavado said, Jano, I just don't know what to say, Mama. And then in a follow-up Instagram post on Saturday, he shared a photograph of him sitting there kissing his mom on the cheek, and he went on to describe his mother as his best friend, claiming in a lengthy caption that he is now all alone. He said this: "After you told me that you're feeling much better and you are telling us that you are ready to go back to your house, I feel so good when you said to me on the phone, 'Mama, still can't believe it now. I'm all alone. Can't trust no one. But I could always put my life in your hands from I was a kid. It was always me and you walking up and down Constant Spring Road. Them days my little sister was just a baby. Them days I always said as a kid, I'm going to buy you the biggest house and the prettiest car when I grow up. I build you the biggest house. I keep my promise, Mama.'" This is how it was written. "I keep my promise, Mama. I did it, and the world will remember us, me and you. Jano, have never felt like this before. Wow, my best friend, gone." And that's when it ended the caption. And thousands of people replied in the comment section and gave him strength, you know what I'm saying, through just strengthening him up with comments. Strengthening him up with comments. You know, keep your head up, Vado. Them one of them things in life, you know, hold your head, stay strong. Even Bounty Killer, who, as you know, Bounty Killer was known as Mavado's musical dad, the legendary Bounty Killer. And then they had a falling out. And then they put all their differences aside. And then now he is out supporting him again. And he is saying, you know, keep your head up, man. This is rough. This rough on anybody. And I'm here for you. That kind of thing. So I did a video when the news first broke without all this extra information in it, though, where I said, people, pray for Mavado because he needs it. No man is an island. No man stands alone. The pressures of life are sometimes too much for some people to bear. And although we walk around, some of us, like we're titanium steel, and we can cut and paste and adjust our feelings and move on, and nothing really bothers us, you're human. And all it takes for a psychological break in a human being is 2 to 3 back-to-back tragedies. That's all it takes. And your mind could leave you. So, you know, sometimes you see people are walking on the street and you're like, a madman, that man, him head gone. And 2 to 3 tragedies back to back. Experience that in your life, and you might be just like that man walking down the street if you don't have some solid foundation to stand on, if you don't find some way to ground yourself and somewhere to draw strength from. So that is what I mean when I say we're all going to go through it at one point or another. He's going through it today. Some of us are going to go through it tomorrow. Some of us are going to go through it after. So never become the kind of human being where you can separate yourself from other people's pain and suffering and act like, say, it now going to happen to you too. Sickness, if you live long enough, it's coming your way. You understand? Disease, most of us, it's coming our way. Now, this is not a positive preaching, because I would like, of course, everybody want to hear you tell them the cliche stuff. I pray blessings upon your life, and no disease ever touches it, but we know different. We know different. So all these things, death is coming all of us way, through family members that are close to us, friends that are close to us, and eventually our own. So a life is life. And the man got through some things. Now, on top of what he's going through, I don't think he's able to go back to Jamaica to even give his mom a queen's burial. I mean, he's Mavado. His finances are good as far as we know and can see. And I'm absolutely sure that he would have given her a royal burial. I'm sure he would have. Him and mommy did close. But you can't even enter the country. And he can't enter the country based on what? What has to do with his son's case. From the police, them say we want you for questioning concerning this. My boy chip out, gone. And he has not returned to the island since. Right? I don't even want to ask the question, do you think he's going to go back? Should he go back? I've seen people on both sides of the spectrum. One, I've seen people saying stuff like, "Him mother done dead already. Well, else am I gonna do? Don't go back and let them hold you." Then that's going to put your life on hold as well. And you can't help as much as you're helping so many others that depend on you. So stay where you're at. Send some money. Have family members organize it and have mommy have a great funeral. You just can't go. Then I've seen other people say, you know what? This would be my point to return home and to bury the hatchet, so to speak, or to clear up all businesses, so to speak, because I am not missing my mother's funeral for nothing. What says you? Which one would you do? Rising Phoenix says life shows up and make themselves at home. Yes, and we have to live with it. That's right. Rising Phoenix, make themselves at home, and we have to live with it. What we have to do? It's life. It's life. So I send out warm vibrations, man, and positive upliftment to Mavado. And I seen he released a song, and in the song he says, everything you do with me, I gotta survive through it. So he's a survivor, and he's made up his mind to survive, right? But that doesn't mean he's titanium steel. He's still human. Hey, little boy. Morning, Papa. ARP? No. AARP, America Rescue Plan. Kai's in here this morning. So Anthony Christie says, may Miss Penny soul rest in peace. I love Mavado. He is a great person, but I know he's second guessing some decisions. A lot of us would second guess that decision to return. That's why I'm asking the audience, would you return? Is this a case where you would say, you know what, I can't miss my mother's funeral. I'm going. If them hold me, them hold me. We are going to have to work it out from there. Or is it going to be a case of you saying, you know what, I can't go because I can't risk them holding me. Mama done dead already, so let me just send the money so she get a good burial. And them done have my son locked up already. I can't change the verdict, so why am I going in? The most I can do is, yes, decisions, Marlene. Decisions. That's how life boxes us into a corner, and we have to make those hard decisions. June O'Brien says, I would stay away. Nothing can be done anymore for mom. So sad. So you would stay away, not even go pay your last respects, them kind of thing then. And I can't say you're wrong, and I can't say you're right. That's one of those ones where it's like, what would I do? And I can't fault another person if they did either or either. Your freedom is nothing to play with, man. You can't do nothing from behind bars. That's for one. You can't do nothing from behind bars. A lot of people, business ain't even straight. They get locked up for a year or two and they lose everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that his stuff is a bit more put together, but I'm not the one to make that decision for him. Ray says, for me, I will not. Darlene Walter Riley says, yes, my mom was diagnosed with a rare cancer 3 weeks before her passing on December 22nd. My siblings and I struggled daily. I couldn't miss her funeral. Darlene, rest in peace to mama. I'm sure she was a great mom, and that's that part of life, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. And we're all going to meet that part of life at some point. Pray strength and blessings over your family. And she said she couldn't miss our mom's funeral. And most people are like that. Most people would be like, well, I don't know about most people, because when I looked at the comments on Mavado's thing, it was literally thousands of comments of people saying they wouldn't do it. Like, stay with spot today. But you know, sometimes people worship stars and they don't tell stars the truth. And they don't look at them as, you know, like they could get away with anything. They shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that, when you would do different yourself. So Ray says he wouldn't. He would not go. Dorek Carty says, no, I'm not going. Kenny G says, if I know my hands are clean, I would go home and see off my mom. If you know your hands are clean. And that's where the dilemma comes in. Because enough people know their hands are clean, but when they go in, they get colored up. And then you take years before you clear your name. Years. I mean, we're talking about Jamaica here. We're talking about Jamaica here. We're talking about Jamaica where extortion is rife, corruption is rife. It ain't like you're dealing with a system that plays fair. So you're like, I trust the system. I'm going to go in, and if anything goes wrong, then I'm sure they'll fix it in record time and I'll be out again. No, you could go in there, get hit with that charge, and be sitting there forever. All because you came back to bury mommy. Now you're going to be sitting in prison thinking for the longest, I came back for a dead body. Mommy did done dead already. Now look at them hold me. So I don't know. It's a hard decision that I couldn't make for somebody else. But I understand your point though, Kenny G. Rising Phoenix says he did right when she was alive. No need to go. I feel that. I feel that. Because you know some people, they treat you like garbage while you're alive, or they dismiss you, or you don't exist, or you're on the part of their list that is not priority. See, you're not one of the people they call, reach out to, how you doing? Not even an Instagram or a Facebook message every now and then, but we're family and we're thick and this and that. And you never see them, they never visit you, them dodge you when you visit, all that. But if you drop out, if you pass away, they're the biggest crier at your funeral. Oh God, oh, they're gonna carry on and rah, and they come with the biggest wreath and they put in the most money to make sure you have the most expensive. I call that guilty feelings. I call that guilty feelings. It is my desire when I pass, just cremate me and sprinkle my ashes all over Clarendon. Long distance in the area where I come from. See, on my people property, just sprinkle me over there, so, and that's it. And I'm a water person, so take some of me out to the sea and sprinkle that out there, so too. That's just my wish. That's it. I don't want nobody try to come give me no big expensive burial, and you know, I don't need none of that. I don't need none of that. I didn't get no big expensive anything from anybody while I was alive, so please don't try to do it when I pass. Yeah, and if you're in trouble, don't come on my account. Stay with part of that and work your thing out. You didn't come on my account when I was alive. So I understand what you just said right there. He did good while she was alive. So no guilty feelings is there. It's a body. Although it's your mom's body, it's a body. And you have close family members on the ground that loved her and were close to her just like you were, probably even closer. They can handle seeing her off. Nowadays, we live in a world where he could actually watch it, right? So they could film the whole thing, all angles and game, and he can watch it and say, yeah, I'm seeing mama go off and these kind of things. It's not the same energy, though, as being there, mourn her one last time, touch that casket because you'll never see her again, them kind of something there. Janet Brown says it's only a pity he did not live a clean life. I won't be the judge of that. I won't be the judge of that. Like I said before, I don't know anything about him to say that he lived a criminal life. So I can't sit up here and say it's only a pity he never live a clean life. Me not have no proof. If I had proof, I could say that. And you know me, I would say it without apology. You should have lived a better life. You see where you end up now? I'm not afraid to say that, but I don't have anything on him where I could say that. And I've been following Mavado for years, just like how I follow Cartel. I've been following them for years, from way back when. From way before they were even that, when them did Maga and really dark skin and struggling to make it, I was following them from back then. So, and I don't have anything on him to make that kind of a statement. See, Ray Gibson says, we can talk all we want. We know what Jamaica police is. Damn bad man. Yeah, let me put that in context. Me not gonna say Jamaica police is damn bad man. We have some good Jamaican police down there. Big up, shout out to my JCF people. I have some good Jamaican police down there. But I know what you're saying though, and I get it. And that's what I said earlier. In other words, we're dealing with Jamaica here, man, where corruption is rife. You understand? Extortion is a game they run and get rich off of, and you either pay up or you flee. You don't have a choice. So, with that said, I don't know the inside details of his business as to why he can't go back to the island. Is he just running because he thinks they're going to hold on to him because of what happened to his son and he is implicated in it? And now that they have a guilty verdict on his son in a case where he is implicated in, it's that much easier to get a guilty for him. See? So he knows his reasons why he's staying away. I don't know the intricate details. But me don't know nothing why him do so bad that I'm gonna say you should have lived a better life. Unless you know something. If you know something, talk up. See? Melodies from Heaven says, we take very good care of her. Trust me. Sad thing, okay. Melodies from Heaven. He take very good care of her. Trust me. Sad things, a lot of people can't go home to their family funerals. They keep night and things here. Yeah. Kai. Oh boy. Why are you playing with that? Kai's stuck in the doorway with his sister's walker, and I'm 11 minutes past the hour. So let me close this video out before he becomes extra. Shout out to everybody that tuned this. Babe, you here? Babe says, like we did. Zoom video, go. See? And we just came back from her grandfather's and her cousin's funeral. So Zoom video for those who couldn't, because they were family members of hers. This is the wifey on here right now. They were family members of hers that couldn't fly in no matter what they did. For instance, you cannot fly in from the UK to Jamaica right now. So they couldn't attend the funerals, etc. But they Zoomed it. And in real time, they were able to attend. So you hear what I tell you earlier about technology, where we have, right? And we use it to get by. Yes? Bro Shaka says, is your life clean? He who is without sin cast the first stone. I get that too, brother. I get that too. Very true. Personally, I mean, I live no dirty life. That's why I wake up every day and sow good karma and try to encourage others to do the same. So I can't speak for myself and say, me not live no dirty life and haven't lived a dirty life in whole long. And I've never done anything that requires a lifetime of not forgiveness. From my perspective. Because sometimes you hurt and offend people and you think, it's been years. You forget over it. But you weren't the one that got hurt. You did the hurting. You know what I'm saying? So we can't talk about, but just I said, me not live no dirty life. So, but I understand he who is without sin cast the first stone. You don't kick a man when he's down. You don't kick a man when he's down. MVP, somebody just mentioned MVP. Did you notice that MVP has disbanded? And MVP is Mavado, Jamil, and Alkaline. And they're each respected. You know, Vibes Cartel have Gaza, Mavado have Gully Side, or he went by M for Mavado. The V is for Vendetta, which is Alkaline Movement, and the P is for Patriots, which is Jamil's movement. I noticed that Jamil changed back and even did a interview where he said, because they asked him, so what about the whole heap of God bust your gun and war thing and that was going on the other day? And he said, yeah, I have to leave them thing there behind, you know, because realized I was in a lost place at the time, searching for myself. I don't regret anything. It's growth, but that's not for me. My true calling, I'm understanding my true calling, and my true calling is to spread, you know, love and unity and them thing, the true this music, yeah. So he separated himself from that. Alkaline is off doing shows on his own, and usually they would be booked either all together or it would be Alkaline and Mavado. So the group has disbanded even. Now I'm thinking they disbanded because they probably looked at all each other and said, listen, you said this murder thing and this guilty thing is gonna come back. They could use it against us. And I don't want this to impact you guys' career. So let's disband and go our separate ways and do our thing. But always know, say, a MVP. And one day now, when everything is settled, maybe years from now, we'll put it back together, storm a stage somewhere, and give a good show. People not going to forget MVP, that kind of thing. So I saw it go. SouFlo, what would you do in the situation? T-Soup456 says, what would I do in the situation? I don't know. That's me being as honest as ever. I don't know. The situation would have to hit me first, and then I would deal with it then. It's like get to that bridge and cross it when I get to it. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there or how I'm going to cross it. That's why I don't find myself in a position to say, him need to go. He need to go. What kind of a man would leave his mother and not go and give her a proper burial? No, man, go. I can't do that. I can't. I myself don't know what I would do. Somebody asked SouFlo, thanks for being here. Have a good one. Kai is okay, I hope. Pauline Graham, yes, Kai is doing extremely well. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Have a wonderful day. All right. Somebody else said, Leo Fire, do you want to see him extradited? Melodies from Heaven says Jamil under different management, but him and Sing are good. Plus, Jamil has no visa right now to do shows in the US. There you go. So there are different things. And I don't know that. I don't know if him have a visa for real. I don't like to come on here and talk stuff and then someone is sitting somewhere laughing at me and going, watch you eat that boy. So my visa, yeah, I know. Watch him. Watch SouFlo over there talk about Jamil has no visa. I see them eat that blogger boy. Because that's how they are classy. So me now talk about things when me don't know. Me don't know if the man do. We don't know if he doesn't have a visa or if he has one, but he's just chilling. Blow out the scene for a minute, come back home and regroup, that kind of thing. We don't know. I don't know the intricate details of their business. Let's close this video by sending out warm vibrations to the brother Mavado, regardless, right? Losing a mother, essentially losing a child and a mother back to back, and we await. All right, Papa, I'm done. I'm done. Here. Big what? Don't do that. Big. He was about to call out my bank password. I just changed the password this morning, and I wrote it on this T-bag right here. This is T-bag right here, and put it here, and he's reading it out now. So no, Kai. Here, Papa. You want to come say good morning? Let me show y'all something that Kai did. Look, say good morning up here. I'm going to play your tablet for you. He wants me to play his tablet. I'm going to play your tablet, but say morning to these people. Let me show them something. You see him head top? Say good morning. You want to say good morning? Kai's like, you guys are weird. You're talking to a screen that has yourself on it. I don't get it. Say morning. Are you about to get on the peace sign? Get on the peace sign. Peace. Peace. We're out of here. All right, people, have a blessed day. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. And we'll catch you tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts Live with SouFLoTV. Again, send some warm wishes to the brother Mavado and keep him in your prayers, all right? Back to back to back tragedy. Not nice for nobody. Me no business what. I'm out. Peace. Stop pulling your hair out. That's what he does. I'll cut it off. Now I look like 85 and balling. Hit that button for me. Hit the end stream. See end stream? You see it? All right. Here.
Pop.
Got it? All right.